Hi students, welcome to today's class. In today's class, you people can witness the technology that has been adapted in the solar panels. You will try to understand in this video what are the basic materials on which a solar panel is actually manufactured of. You will also try to understand the basic material by which a solar panel is made of comes number one of a silicon technology, which you can see right now behind the screen, and the second one is a thin film technology. Now let me tell you, thin film technology is something in which the solar panel will be like a paper, or it will be like a thin film in structure, which can be molded to any desired shape as we can want. Now the point here is silicon based technology or silicon based solar panels comes under a fixed shape or constructed in a particular shape, and it can't be molded into any desired shape. Whereas in case of thin film technology, you can easily mold the shape of the panel. Now the point here is, out of these two technologies, which panel has the best efficiency? So dear students, you must understand that this silicon based panels which you can see right now, these panels has an efficiency of 16 to 18%, whereas for thin film the efficiency is around 14 to 16%. But then the point here comes is, so what is the life of these solar panels? So dear students, the approximate age of the solar panels is around 25 years. That means on an average, or the maximum average of these solar panels is 25 years. Now let me give you an example. If suppose a panel produces an 100% output, after 25 years the output of the solar panels will be around 80%. That means only 20% loss will be occurring at the end of 24 years. This indicates that the solar panels have very good life cycle. The only thing what we need to do is we need to maintain these solar panels. So in today's class, without wasting much of the time, let us take the knowledge from Mr. Solanki regarding this solar panels. So let's go.
Hello and welcome once again to this series where we are learning how to design your own solar system. In the last episode, we learned about what a solar panel is. We learned about its power rating, and we also learned about what is the costing of a solar panel, what is the price. Today I'm going to tell you more things. I will tell you what is the technology, how do we identify solar panels, what is the efficiency of a solar panel, how much area it takes, and finally what is the maintenance that is required to use a solar panel. Alright, so let's begin. First thing is, how do we identify a solar panel? So solar panel is identified by the technology name, and the technology name is given for the material that a solar cell uses. Solar cell is the most basic fundamental unit of any solar technology or any solar module. Basically, there are two different technologies that are available today. One is silicon based technology and other are thin film technology. In silicon based technology, there are two. One is called the monocrystalline solar cell based technology, where the solar cell looks a little bit with a rounded corner, and other is a multicrystalline silicon solar cell technology, where the solar cell looks like a perfect square or rectangle. And another category is a thin film technology, which can be of any shape and size. The solar cell can be of any shape and size. One of the basic difference between these two is silicon cell based solar cells are higher on the efficiency side, and the thin film technologies are a little bit lower on the efficiency side. Thin film technology modules can be flexible, while silicon solar cell technology modules cannot be flexible. So there are basic difference, but as a user for learning to design solar system, you do not need more than that. As I said, the basic component is a solar cell, and a silicon solar cell is typically of 6-inch by 6-inch size, which can give you about 4.2 watt of power. And with that, you can actually make a module of 300 watt. And if you want to make a smaller module, what people do is they cut the solar cell into the half and then make a module of different ratings or smaller power ratings. You can cut the solar cell into 1/4 and make a module, or even you can cut solar cell in even smaller pieces and make the modules. So as I told yesterday, the modules are available in all kind of power rating: 1 watt, few watt, 10 watt, 100 watt, 200 watt, 400 watt. And that is how different modules are made using the same solar cell by cutting it in a different and smaller sizes. Let's come to the next point. What is the efficiency of the solar cell? Well, efficiency of the solar, what is the efficiency? Efficiency is how much of incoming light is converted into electricity. So if 10% of incoming light is converted into electricity, efficiency is 10%. If 20% of incoming light is converted into electricity, then efficiency is 20%. For a good commercial modules available in the market today, the typical efficiency is in the range of 15 to 18%. And by the way, I have been working in this field for 20 years. 15 to 18% is a very good efficiency. That is for silicon cell technology. And for the thin film technology, typical efficiencies are in the range of about 14 to 16%. There are modules which are higher efficiency also, but then they are a little bit more expensive. But 15 to 18% is a very good, and it can fulfill all our needs. And why I'm saying 15 to 18% is a good efficiency, because if you look at the other process that use sunlight, the photosynthesis, the efficiency of the photosynthesis that is used in plants and the trees is only about 1%. Or if you look at coal power plant, where input is your coal energy and output is electricity, if you look at the input to output and all kind of process that takes place in between, the transmission, distribution, generation, the overall efficiency is only about 8 to 10%. So 15 to 18% is a very good number. And many times people feel that efficiency should be higher. I feel that's already good enough to fulfill all our requirements. The next point is how much area a solar panel takes, or to fulfill my application for homes, how much area do I need? I'm going to tell you very simple thumb rule today, which will be very, very handy for you. The thumb rule is that if your efficiency is 15%, then a solar module will produce 150 watt per meter square, or 10 times more than the efficiency number. So if your efficiency is 18%, your solar module will produce 180 watt per meter square. So very simple. Suppose your requirement is 1 kilowatt or 1000 watt. So 1000 divided by, let's say, module is 15%. So 150 watt per meter square. So 1000 watt is your requirement, and 150 watt per meter square is what module producing. Divide 1000 by 150. You will get about 6.5 square meter. And if you convert that into square feet, it will come to about 72 square feet. And that's not a big area. So even if your requirement is 2 kilowatt, then you need 140 square feet. So with this efficiency, in a very little area, we can fulfill all our requirement. And typically, I will show you as we progress in this series that 1 to 2 kilowatt is a lot of power that you can use and can fulfill all your requirement. And the overall requirement of area, the roof area, is only 150 square feet, which is only 10 by 15 feet, is actually really not much. The next people are interested to know is, what is the life of the solar panel? What is the warranty that you get? And you'll be surprised to know that the solar panel is one single technology where you get warranty of 25 years. All manufacturers gives you warranty of 25 years. So 25 years is its life. And even after 25 years, the degradation in terms of power is only 20%, which means that even after 25 years, if a module is producing 100 watt of power today, after 25 years, it will reduce by 20% only, and it will still be producing 80 watt of power for you. Isn't it great that even after 25 years, only 20% reduction? So it's really, really long life. The next point is, what is the maintenance requirement of the solar panel? Well, solar panel is a long life, so therefore it's hardly require any maintenance. The way it is designed, it is covered, the solar cell are very nicely sealed with the glass on the top and the polymer on the bottom. And there is an aluminum frame on the sides which takes care of them, which gives the mechanical strength. So the glass is toughened, nothing happens to it, and the panel can be exposed to any environment outside. So it can be exposed to the snow, it can be exposed to the water, and nothing will happen to the panel. And therefore, because there are no moving parts in panel, it doesn't require any maintenance. Only thing is, if there is a dust in the atmosphere in the area we are living in, depending on how much is the dust, you need to clean the dust, because if the dust is there, light will not go into the module, or less light will go into the module, and because less light is going in, less power will be produced. So make sure that you are doing regular cleaning. That is the only thing that you require to maintain the module. I hope this is good enough for all of us to know when you want to use the solar panel for generating power for your roof system. With this, already you have good expertise, and I hope you learned very well. In the next episode, I will tell you about the batteries. What are the batteries, and if you're going to store energy for home, what are the characteristics of the battery? And then we move on further to learn more things about the solar system for homes. Till then, stay safe. Take care. I'm sure you are taking enough precautions from COVID. Thank you very much. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, do this right now. Make sure that you share this with your friends and family members so that everyone can learn how to design solar system for homes. Thank you. Bye.